Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of me and won't let go. I've been sleeping, caught me off my guard. Cause you're in my space and now I'm so pull me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me to open. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my won't let you touch me, won't let you go to my head. Cause I know I'm dealing with the devil. But I'm standing with my heart in your hand, and I'm too deep into in this gamble. Pull me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me open. Only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything.
Hi, Nautical family. Happy Halloween. Oh, my heavens. Okay. Well, we have a missing Anthony here because I have sent him to bed. He is not feeling well and has a little bit of the cruise crud. And anyway, he has a temperature. He has a fever of 101.5. So I said, no, honey, you cannot do the live stream. So bear with us tonight. It's just gonna be me, Cat. What is this? Cat girl. Hi, everybody. I have something on my face here, says Crazy Cat Traveler. Bear with me. I also have a little bit of the cruise crud, but I'm not having a fever, thankfully. So I may or may not keep this mask on the entire time. Thank you, everybody, for the well wishes for Anthony. I do appreciate it. He got the live stream up and going for me, but we're going to see if I can solo the live stream. I have lots to talk to you guys about, but bring on little nugget with you, says Karen Griswold. Oh my gosh. Mercy Rodriguez in the house. Mercy and Lorenzo were so sweet and surprised us on this cruise, and it was so excellent to see so many people on this cruise. Okay, hey, Eric. Party on the Seas. I'm going to go back to my regular face because it's just more comfortable. Thank you, Karen, for wishing Anthony well. Hello, Mel. Cash Addict, Mel Stowe. So good to see everybody out there. Bear with me. It's been a long time since I've done a live stream by myself. Hi, CA Cruiser, Kathy. Hello, hello. Our Olivers can't stay, but for a second wanted to say how great it was. Oh, sweetie, to meet you and Anthony last week. What a great time. Oh my gosh. We had such a good time on board. We really did. And the cruise crowd, somebody was talking about this today on one of the chats. They weren't sure if the cruise crowd was really around before the days of the pandemic, and it absolutely was. It was a thing. All these people get together, and germs get shared, and it's flu season and cold season, and all of that. JJ Cruz in the house. Oh my gosh, 3 a.m. in Europe. Wanted to and heading to bed. Oh, thank you, JJ Cruz. Wanted to pop in and say hello. We miss you and hope to see you on a ship again soon. Oh, JJ Cruz, thank you so much. Sweet dreams and enjoy Europe. Oh, that's so kind of you. I'm sorry I'm missing a lot of people in the chat, but thank you everybody for being here. Cruz Nuts, hello D's Nuts, hello Scotty McNeil. It was we cruised with so many wonderful cruise friends and family. Just definitely flying solo tonight, Ken. So pray for me. We'll see how this goes. My sister Sarah gave these earrings to Hannah and myself, and she has a matching set. And we also have matching little girl eyelash pumpkin shirts. So it's all so fun. I thought I would talk about we've talked about Halloween on the cruise, and I just thought I would talk about our cruise last week and how it went, and kind of I will be missing my Anthony. Hannah's also not feeling like coming on tonight, and so it is going to be flying solo. But I want to say hello, Cheryl One Deck Down. I'm trying to say all the hellos. Jamie Wilhite in the house. Jamie, your quilt you're quilting on is amazing. Jamie is a quilter. She quilts while she listens, and she sends me pictures. Sometimes I'm blessed to get pictures of her quilts that she's working on, and they are just amazing. They're quilts of valor for the veterans. She is an amazing, amazing friend. Ellen with the Y, hello. Sherry, awesome sunsets travel. So wonderful to meet you in person. And I wish we would have been able to spend more time hanging out together. This cruise was just a whirlwind. I feel like we didn't get to spend as much time with everybody as I wanted to. That's the way it always goes, I feel like, right? I'm going to try to make the screen so you can actually see my little pumpkin shirt, but I don't know. I have my matching pumpkin hedgehog. This is a pumpkin hedgehog that I got, and he's so soft, and I got this from Aldi, believe it or not. So he's going to be my companion because my little Halloween Emma's Cruises kitty cat. He went with us. Captain Hudson came with us on the cruise, and I got to take Captain Hudson on this cruise with us. So it was kind of fun. Destination Fun. Hello, Sherry and Danny. You guys check out Destination Fun. We got to meet them. They are really fun people, and just fun to cruise with, and really good vloggers. So check out that channel, please. Controversial Cruising. Hello. Bear with me and my voice. It's a little bit scratchy. I am going to take a little sip of a little lemonade. And Anthony just took a test, and he said, nope, it's not COVID. So that is, he's flagging me down saying it's not the vid. I did say you should probably take a test, just make sure. I'm not feverish. I'm not going to take a test. I am in an office where it's all pretty much enclosed. I have my own little room. I very, very rarely have contact with patients. So if I do have contact with patients, I think I will wear a mask while my throat is so scratchy, though, for sure, just to not spread the cruise crud. So absolutely. Good to see everybody out here. Just Dave in the house, Masters Game, and Z. Hello, hello. Carol Lemon, happy Halloween to you. And just getting caught up. Anthony Simone, the Modigator, he's holding down the fort tonight. Um, Derek and Gregory are also under the weather a little bit, but um, also helping out with work and coworkers. Holy moly, you guys, it snowed in Wisconsin today. So we just came back yesterday and we had basically a blizzard up here in Wisconsin. I mean, it's probably not as bad as Canada, but it snowed. Talk about coming back to a harsh reality. We were in the pool yesterday morning, then we flew and drove into 28-degree weather and this morning snowing, and not just a little, it had accumulation. Wow. Has anybody come back from a cruise and gone into the snow? It does make cruising all the better, right? Because those warm tropical weather, if you cruise in the tropics, but coming back to the snow is a little harsh reality. Hello, Pam S. Happy Halloween. Hello, Spikers Crazy Adventures. I actually miss my Anthony interrupting me. He always interrupts to say hello, but let's see. Oh, Sherry said, so nice to meet you and so many of our cruise family on the non. So yes, we were just on the Carnival Celebration on the non group cruise, and they really did keep it quite low key. You just met up with people wherever you met up with them, just a few events. So I tend to run myself a little bit. I stayed up way too late. I was in the casino very late at night, like until 1, 2 a.m. almost every night doing that gambling. I got to my 1,500 points, so I got drinks on us. I think I had drinks on us on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll see if I get any cruise offers. That's what this was all about, was like an experiment to see if I get any cruise offers. Thank you everybody for the well wishes. Hello, Will G. Thank you for being here. And Masters Game, Mike and Marissa, hello, hello. Thank you for praying for Anthony. Definitely, I needed to send him to bed because he needed to get some sleep. He was going to try, excuse me, he was going to try to tough it out. And I said, oh no, honey. He was just looking more and more peaked in his face. And I said, you should get to bed. So it's been a while since I've been here in, solo. So we're just going to have a low key kind of conversation and I'll talk to you guys about what we did. Yes, right, Ken. Sorry. Let me show that comment. Sorry not to hear the world according to Anthony. He always keeps me on my toes. He definitely does. I can't wait to share a little bit more about what we actually experienced on the Carnival Celebration. I see Holly Ayers in the house, my dear friend. Hello, Holly. I hope that everybody at your place is feeling well. And Travel Adventures with Eric B. Eric B., he was working his little butt off, but also socializing. But he was filming a lot. He did a ship tour, I know. So you guys keep your eyes out for Travel Adventures with Eric B. if you want to check out a lot of good content out there. Hang on, I'm just trying to catch up with all the comments. Everybody's saying kind of hello to each other. It's so good to have this community. Whoo! Let me just try to catch up. Paul, PSV Odyssey, hello. And I'm trying to steer this ship, but yeah, the cruise ship spreading the yuck. Cruising koozies. Hello, Mike and Mike and hang on, Lindsay, Mike and Lindsay, Mike from Nebraska and Lindsay. It was so good to have sailed with you as well. And we did have a get together in that last day, and maybe we did spread something, but I think a lot of it was on the ship, and not just our group getting sick. There's a lot of people, and that happens on these big cruise ships. A lot more people are on, and a lot of things spread, and even on the small ships. I mean, it is cold and flu season. I saw so many people that were sneezing and coughing without covering their mouths, or like even like trying to cover or sneeze into something. But I don't know if that makes a difference or not in the spread, but there were definitely lots of coughers and sneezers on this cruise. But let me tell you a little bit about the cruise, because it was an amazing time still. It was really a fun group cruise. And I'm going to refer to my little notes that I have in my phone about what we did kind of day to day. I just love to see everybody saying hello to everybody else. Kathy L said she just got off the Oasis. I have a little bit of the cruise crud as well. It's kind of a kind of common thing to do. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Karen, so gross. Did we not learn anything from 2020? I mean, when somebody like makes an attempt to cover their sneeze, then I'm like, okay, well, that's what else do you do? There was one fellow who was carrying a plate of food in one hand and a drink in another, and he sneezed so hard he spilled his drink like all over the elevator and on himself and on his shoes. The poor dude, and he was trying to cover his mouth, but he couldn't. What do you do in that circumstance? You just do the best you can. We tried washing our hands quite often. I did find many of the hand washing stations that was by the food areas. Some of them were a little tricky to find, but once you knew where they were, then it was pretty easy after the fact. So Emma says, Hayes Adventures. I wasn't even on a cruise, and I'm fighting a cold. When it gets cold, my asthma goes crazy. Texas weather gets confused. Yes, a lot of you are going into cooler weather, so a lot of prayers and thoughts, and just keep hydrating. you, you should hydrate with water, not just with Mike's Hard Lemonade. There's the star of the show, Sarah Gary of the Beaches. Hello, Gary. Just wanted to point out, if anybody missed the ending of the live stream last week, it was quite the show. Oh, Gary's a great sport. I was supposed to bring him a pool jumping dress, but I didn't. And yeah, that's how I ended up with the SeaWorld. A word after Alaska cruise, says Crazy Cat Traveler. Guy coughed on me. No covering at debarkation. None of the folks I hung out with got it. I tested positive 3 days later. There were a couple. Oh, to stop a sneeze, says Karen, press the tongue against the roof of your mouth. I learned that from a runaway model friend. Oh, that's cool. Runway model, not a runaway model, a runway model friend. Runaway model friend, that's somebody else. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I saw one guy that just out in the open, and he didn't have any excuse. He just full out gave that sneeze out into the atmosphere around him. And I was thankful I wasn't right by him, but I went the other way after that. So it is it's part of being together with people. And I guess that's part of the risks of it, right? Okay, let me talk a little bit about the cruise. I know that there are lots of people that do get the cruise crud. I'm hoping this one's short-lived. I did get the flu shot before we left, and I asked Anthony to consider it, but he didn't. But so maybe this is the flu that Anthony has. He definitely has a fever right now. So we spent our evening. Crazy Cat says, wait a second. Crazy Cat Traveler says, I will forever blame the cough guy, not the cruise. That was gross before COVID. Yeah, for sure. And just trying to be polite and considerate of others when you feel like you have a sneeze coming on. Maybe walk away from other people. Try to make sure that you're as far away from others as possible. I don't know if I want to stifle a sneeze every time, because sometimes having that sneeze happen is kind of a relief. but it also is how the virus is spread. I have to try the next time I'm going to sneeze, pushing my tongue against the roof of my mouth. I'll have to see if that works. Tammy says, I work as a PCA in a senior's home and there's been a COVID outbreak. I tested positive today. Oh my gosh, Tammy. Oh, prayers for you. I hope that you recover really, really well. Flamingo Pam. Hello, hello. Yes, my poor Anthony is ill, so he's absent. Uh-oh. And you know what? This is Mike from Nebraska says Lindsay is sick. AF. I have a scratchy throat. Yeah, that's what I have. I have a scratchy throat, and I just started this morning, so I'm hoping I don't get worse. I was hoping I would not get anything, but of course, overnight it started, and scratchy throat, blowing nose. Oh, the fun, the fun, the fun. Ooh, Cash Addict milestone is 526 days before you get to cruise again. Oh my goodness. Definitely prayers for everybody who is sick and prayers for those that are saving up for a cruise. Have patience. You'll get there, Mel. You'll get there. And then it's going to be all the more fun. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about our cruise and how it all kind of played out. Bear with me while I get a drink. Normally, Anthony would be talking at this time, but no Anthony hassling me tonight, sadly. So we spent the evening, the night before our cruise in Miami at South Beach. We got a Airbnb from a little, like a little apartment complex that provided like a studio apartment type of Airbnb. And it was a very fun little place. It was a very comfortable bed. The check-in process was very unique. And they walked you through it step by step, very easy to follow. I was very happy with it, and it had queen size bed and then another queen size pull-out couch where Hannah could sleep. And then a little bathroom. It was really a cute, and a little kitchenette, a cute little place. And it was only $150 with taxes and fees, ended up being like around $200. We liked it so much that we booked with the same owners, not the same place, but the same owners, because the same place wasn't available, but same price. It has a pool and beach and loungers and an umbrella, all included, including parking, which in Miami and South Beach, parking is not cheap. That's like $30 for parking. So this was very nice to just have that. I see lots of people coming in, but the Airbnb really worked out well for us. So, I know that not everybody enjoys having an Airbnb, but we really had a good experience. I wasn't sure if that we would have a lot of noise. Quite honestly, we went to bed at like around 11 o'clock at night, and we did have a little hallway noise of people kind of going by. You could get that in hotel rooms too. We really slept quite well the night before. So I like the Airbnb so much, I would do it again. I see Griswold Family Vacay in the house. Hello, hello. Cash Addict Melstone says, I love Airbnbs when traveling. Do you guys, does anybody else go with Airbnbs? I'm not trying to promote one way or the other. We have had plenty of time where we don't feel like doing an Airbnb, especially if we can get a cheap hotel or like a reasonably priced hotel, or if we're with a group that has a hotel like booked with the whole group. That's one way to enjoy it as well. So would you guys consider an Airbnb for travel, or are you only with hotels? Or do you just not even want to do that and just drive to the port? Let me know in the chat. On deck with CB. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. All right, bear with me as I try to figure this chat out. I'm working on this computer that Anthony usually drives. So yeah, see, let's see. Crazy Cat Traveler says, too nervous to Airbnb as a solo cruise, as a solo traveler. And I understand that definitely. I have never done solo Airbnb, but Anthony has, and he's been very happy with it. But I have done it with our daughter. I think I've done it with each of our daughters and felt very safe, very safe. I don't know that I would share a Airbnb. Sometimes Airbnbs have like rooms that are available and it's a shared one house with multiple kind of renters or tenants sharing different rooms. They always have the doors locked, but like you can have your bedroom door locked, but then they share an open space. And that's not my favorite. I will sometimes just to save a buck if Anthony's with me, very rarely, but we really prefer to have our own place. Like this apartment was its own place, and it was really, really nice. I see Traveling with Friends Tom in the house. Hello, hello. So good to see you. See, Karen says Airbnb is the way to go. It is something to consider. Now, you do have to look at, not always look, and it's not only Airbnb. I mean, we sometimes do VRBO, or there's other options out there as well. Just bear with me. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Let's see. Oh, Amethyst Hayes Adventures will be strange going to Florida and not getting on a cruise ship. We'll be doing work things. Well, Amy, I hope that goes really well. I hope you can still enjoy the weather there. I miss Florida. I know it's supposed to be getting cooler, but I miss Florida. I didn't want to come home so soon, but I can't work remote as often as I'd like to. Hello, Sue O'Connor in the house. I don't know if I said hello to you yet, but let's see. Amy, Amethyst Hayes Adventure said, we are looking at doing Airbnb near Galveston for my group cruise next year. That is an also fun way to do it if you like do a bigger place, and you do have to kind of make sure that you have a flexible group, because if you have a bigger place, sometimes some of the bedrooms are nicer than other bedrooms. And if you're all paying the same price, something to talk out ahead of time. But definitely a fun thing to consider doing like a house. I know the ship show for the Bromania, for the ship show, they have gotten a really nice, luxurious property that they rent for a couple of days and just have really enjoyed themselves. I know that that's also a way to go. So we have done an Airbnb in Galveston as well, and it saved us a ton of money, and we really, really enjoyed it. Sue says she usually sticks with hotels. And my fire is going out. What a bummer. I can't get up and poke it because I don't want to leave you guys in the lurch. So, oh well, I'll just do without fire right now. Anthony is on fire. He's upstairs with his fever. But Cash Addict Melsto says, I like the Airbnbs for the kitchen so I can fix my own meals. And I do like that you can have like leftovers where you get to put it in hotels have that too. You can put it in the fridge, and usually a hotel room will typically have like a microwave where you can warm up meals too. But if you are looking for a couple of days, Airbnb kitchens give you like the oven and the stovetop, and pretty nice. Kevin, hello, Kevin Brew Baker. The only Airbnb I will get now has to have its own pool and hot tub. Oh, you go with the highfalutin kind of way to go. We have done that before in Florida for a family trip, and it had its own pool and hot tub, and it was glorious, 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 glorious. It's a nice way to go. I need to wet my whistle. Bear with me. I'm sorry, you guys. Master's Game remembers a treehouse Airbnb vlog. Yes, Naomi and I did a treehouse Airbnb. It was adventurous and amazing, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was a very fun unique experience. So definitely that's with the mother-daughter cruise that I did with Naomi on Oasis of the Seas. Travel Adventures with Eric B says, I've done Airbnb, pretty much everything else. I liked my two experiences. How nice. I know, I bet you've done youth hostels when you traveled in Europe too, Eric B. And Karen says that we had two beautiful Airbnbs in California last May, one outside Yosemite, one outside San Francisco. Definitely multi-million dollar properties, but there were 9 of us, so we needed a lot of room. So you can get a, like, for housing for multiple people, it can be a lot more reasonable a place and your own space that gives you kind of your own private area. So anyway, nice. We obviously love the Airbnb so much that we booked again with the same owner, and we're looking forward to doing that in our next cruise. So let's talk. I'm sorry, excuse me. Whew. Holly Ayers also has yucky weather. She's got the same kind of snow. Carl CMPJ 519. Hello, sweet Carl. I am sending a heart just for you. My Anthony, just in case anybody joined after the beginning or since the beginning, my Anthony is under the weather. He has a fever. It is not COVID. He just tested. So I'm missing him, but I did send him to bed. I said, nope, to bed with you. Does anybody have trick-or-treaters tonight? Happy Halloween. I think that we live out in the country, so we never get trick-or-treaters. But when we did do trick-or-treat, it was always Halloween night. And we've had some Halloweens that have been snowy, and that's why our costumes always have to be able to be worn with a coat, or they have to be very warm costumes up where we are in Wisconsin. Brittany has stayed in hotels with family and Airbnbs while on vacation. There's only one so-called resort I would never stay at again. That's called Main Gate Lake Resort. It's very, very much run down. Well, good to know. Thank you for sharing your experience too, Brittany, because it's good to know these places that we wouldn't recommend either. So Tony G, 1975, it was amazing spending time with you too. So wonderful to meet you and hang out, and we really definitely had a great time. Tony G is a fellow gambler. At least he hung out with me in the casino and actually other places too. It was such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure. Tony G is such a supporter of so many cruise channels. He was wearing a Emma's Cruises shirt. I really, really loved speaking with meeting first and then speaking with Tony G. Oh my gosh. Together we travel. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Tina and Rick Spencer. Hello, my friends. We like hotels unless there are more than 2 of us for traveling. And that is one of those reasons why we sometimes, the reason why for South Beach we're doing this Airbnb venture instead of a hotel is the hotels on South Beach are so costly that this is a little ways for us to stay there, but and be able to have the beach and right there, but also just be able to afford it. Dina has a question, all caps. Thank you for the all caps question. Does Naomi have a wedding date? Well, we have a wedding year. It's 2025, and we think September 2025. So exciting. Our daughter, Naomi, is just recently gotten engaged. So it's so exciting. Naomi was helping drive us to and from the airport, and it's they're very much in love. Her and her fiance, it feels still so new to say that. George is her fiance's name, and he's just a sweetheart. He's going to be a wonderful addition to our family, and we're so excited. So Naomi wants to get done with her medical college schooling and get a job. So that she's going to school for anesthesiology assistant and has just a little more time involved with that. So I'm just catching up with the chat. Bear with me one time. We're going to get to more cruise chat here. We just have really good conversation going on. Flamingo Pam says, I did a youth hostel in 2003 in Edinburgh, 14 bunk beds in one room, shared bathroom. I was brushing my teeth when a young man came out of the shower. Well, in Europe, they they are not as private per se as us Americans are. They really don't take nudity as being so like taboo. So I'm not at all surprised by that, Pam. I also have done a youth hostel a time or two, especially in Europe. And yeah, Barrick B says definitely prefer the private room ones. They do have hostels in Seattle. Naomi stayed at a youth hostel in Seattle recently because she just didn't have much money, and she was kind of in straits where she needed a place. She was expecting to stay with a friend, and that didn't work out at that time. So she ended up staying in a very secure youth hostel, and there was a woman's dorm and a men's dorm. So it was a very interesting experience. But I don't know. I mean, I'm adventurous, but I think I'd rather sleep in a van down by the river, maybe, than in the youth hostel. But oh, Cruising QZ said we had our house lights on orange all month, but shut them off today. Did not how to hand out candy since we are under the crud. That is actually very considerate of you, and I think that's the right thing to do. Because when you're sick, you shouldn't be giving out candy or spreading the germs. Don't want to do that. Rain jackets are just part of our costumes in the Pacific Northwest, says Crazy Cat Traveler. I love that. Oh my gosh. All right. Main Gate Lakeside Resort is located in Orlando. So if you guys want a resort, a little tip of a place not to stay, Main Gate Lakeside, says Brittany. Do not stay there. Thank you for the pointers, Brittany. I really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Sue, for the congratulations for Naomi. And Eric B has stayed in 2 hostels in Seattle. Very cool. Boy, we are not talking about cruising very much, aren't we? But this is good conversations. I really do appreciate that. Oh, Pam says he did have a towel on. Phew. Well, I mean, yeah, that would still be quite shocking. On the cruise ship, on the Carnival Celebration, in the back of right before Summer's Landing, there's a bathroom area, and there's like going into the bathroom, there's a sign that says like a female and a male sign. And so I was like, well, maybe this is the family bathroom. So you wave to open the door. And as I was doing that, a guy was coming out, and I was like, oh no, I got really confused and kind of panicky. And I was like, oh no, maybe I'm going into the men's room. Well, it's a hallway, and then it separates to a family bathroom, a women's bathroom, and then a men's bathroom. I do like the touchless little wave kind of, you can wave to open the door and just wave to open that. What I don't know about is sometimes that door gets opened and it goes, I'm not that I'm peering, but sometimes the guys' stalls are like they're all lined up right there. So they might need to place those a little bit in more of a discreet place. Not that I saw anything, but yeah, Destination Fun said, I didn't like the automatic bathrooms, very confusing. Some of the automatic bathrooms were confusing, especially the handicapped bathrooms, the ambulatory assisted accessible bathrooms. No, the wheelchair accessible bathrooms. They are confusing on those XL class ships. They took a long time to shut. I agree with you. There were a few bathrooms where like you have to wait and not wave your hand in front of the the sensor, let the door close on its own. Then you have to wave and it locks. And then you wave again for it to open. That was a little, I think the concept is good, but they don't shut very easily. So by the time you're actually using the bathroom, it's hard for those that are needing to go to the bathroom and, in that situation. Maybe Maple Taffy Global. Hello, hello. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hello from Canada. Um, did oh David wants to know if I like the bidets in Japan. Well, I haven't been to Japan, but I have been to Europe where I've seen the bidets. A lot of people like the bidets. A lot of people do. I don't know that I personally use one myself, but a lot of people talk about that. Ah, Sue asks, was the casino a go-to for you? Was the casino a go for you? Or go to? Was the casino go to you, Nancy? Good. I think you meant good to me. I think that's what you mean, Sue. The casino wasn't bad. It was horrible to Sarah. It did in the last couple of days, it took all of our money. So it's I am a terrible gambler because I see that money going away and it's hard for me. So I have to kind of just close my eyes and we mix it up. And Sarah coaches me on when to change it out. And I had a couple of good runs. Um, and we'll see what I get for cruise offers or if I get any or if I don't. But it's the most I've ever gambled. And it makes my heart a little pitter patter for losing that much money. But so I definitely lost a fair amount of money and didn't come back with any. I did not come back on the positive. Let's just say that. But I had a lot of fun. And there were a couple times I could have come back with some money. But yeah, I guess if you mean, did I put in more than I got out? Definitely. Even like with the drink package. But yeah, it definitely it's an interesting experiment that I'm trying. I'm very frugal, so it's hard for me. But I had a ton of fun with my family, with my friends. Party on the Sea says, I got a hostel in New Orleans after the vloggers cruise because my flight was so late. I needed the sleep. $35 for 7 hours of rest. You know, I often wish that they had those. They do have like these sleep rooms available in some of the airports. I think they need to have a heck of a lot more available and have more availability for weary travelers because when you have a layover, ah, it would be so worthwhile to rent a little space, just a place where you can lay down. It doesn't even have to be that comfortable. You don't even need to really have facilities. You can go out and use the airport facilities, but all you need is a place to lay down. And they purposefully make the airport seats uncomfortable, just horribly uncomfortable because they don't want the passengers sleeping there. But when they lay you over or you miss your layover and you're stuck there for hours and hours and hours, that can be miserable. And we've gotten to a point where we're trying to sleep on the floor because I mean, we've been so exhausted sometimes. And I know that sounds gross, but sometimes it is the way that we have to be. Crazy Cat says a lot of our bathrooms are unisex now, making things fair for transgender folks. So I think that when you have that, as long as you can have a secure lock, and I don't know, I have mixed feelings about all of that, but I do think that I don't want to have mixed genders kind of exposing themselves. I guess I don't feel comfortable with that. But if they're single stalls and they're locked areas, I don't know. I don't mind that. Sharon at Sea, travel. Ugh, can't even say the name of the channel. That's like my oh, that's my host channel. No, Sharon at Sea Travel. Hello, hello. We shut it down with the trick-or-treaters. How fun that you guys have trick-or-treaters. I want to know if you dressed up for the trick-or-treaters. I bet that you and Jamie have a blast handing out that candy. Anthony is sick. He does not have COVID, but he has the cruise crud and he has a fever. So I'm missing him for sure. But that's why it's just a solo, just me talking with everybody. But let's see. Like Jamie always says, let's see, let's see. um, yes, by that time it would be too late, said Sue O'Connor. By the time that those doors shut, for sure. Hang on a second. And Destination Fun said, I was scared the power would go out and I'd get stuck since it's automatic. That's a good point, Sherry. Oh man, I haven't thought about that. Those automatic bathrooms with the locks that are automatic. Oh my word. Jamie has a question for our chat. Any recommendations for places to stay in Fort Lauderdale? I don't think that we've stayed in Fort Lauderdale itself. We've stayed in Miami, but not Fort Lauderdale. Okay, Nauticals, help Jamie Wilhite out with answering her question. Where can you stay in Fort Lauderdale? That would be a good location to stay. I really appreciate that. Um, oh, and Mike is giving a little symbol of hitting that thumbs up. Thank you so much, Mike. I assume it's Mike because Lindsay is hopefully sleeping. Kathy L said, I lost, but my husband won it back for me in the casino. So that's a win. Kathy, that's awesome. I'm probably going to try the casino a little bit more. We'll see, as long as I have a budget for it. We kind of went into this with a budget. Actually, it's kind of a win for me because I ended up not using my whole budget. I decided not to use the whole budget. I got to the Drinks on Us. I gambled a little bit more, got I think I got up to like 1700, 1750 points, which for me is a lot. Before this cruise, I had only gotten to 750, and I only got that once when I was very, very lucky on a machine and got to play basically for the week for like $300. It was a lot of fun. And with Sarah, had a ton of fun. Sue says, we always stay an extra day and fly out the next morning. Extra rest is good for us. Absolutely. We did that when we were down. We needed to go down to back to our Florida home. So we drove to Florida home, and the prices of the airline tickets were so much more reasonable on a Monday versus a Sunday. And we needed to recombobulate, wash our stuff, and kind of shuffle. We feel like we really worked hard organizing on Sunday when we got to our place in Punta Gorda. And then we flew yesterday, and it felt great to have that extra time to before we flew back home. Sue O'Connor says, Roadway Inn in Fort Lauderdale is great. Shuttle service, restaurant on site, reasonable prices. Roadway Inn. Thank you, Sue. Really appreciate your feedback for Jamie. Ashley B said he might want to get checked for flu. I think that's what he has. I was on the same cruise and came home with the flu. We have friends of ours who have COVID. We have friends of ours who have the flu, and we have friends of ours who just have who knows what. So some cruise crud. Like I am feeling like I don't have the flu, but I feel like I have a little bit of the cruise crud. Paul said Anthony's just trying to get out of shoveling snow. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't think so, but he does not enjoy the shoveling. He has to get the plow on our truck to plow our driveway. Hello, L Glass Jr. 44. Thank you for being here. Sharon at Sea said, no, we did not dress. He just gave out candy, and I think somebody else. Oh, Lawrence. I met Lawrence times on the cruise ship. Lawrence, we kept on bumping into each other. He was amazing. I think I was in a omelet station line, and we did a little shtick, a little introduction to Lawrence in this noisy omelet station. Oh, Lawrence was such a sweetheart. It was so good meeting you. Thank you for saying hello so often to me. I really, I was so happy to meet you. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Flamingo Pam asked Sharon at Sea if they were naked since they didn't dress up. I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to talk more about what we did in the cruise, but you know what? Our time is going fast. We could try to sum it up. I might leave that for next time when I have hopefully Anthony with me. We'll see how that goes. We can keep on talking cruise. kind of pre-cruise. I didn't mean for this to be a pre-cruise stay kind of. What's your favorite pre-cruise type of place to stay in? But obviously, we don't mind the Airbnbs. Wouldn't necessarily do a hostel, but for the price, maybe. Cruising Cusies asks how Anthony's car project is turning out. Believe it or not, after work, when I came home, Anthony was out in that barn working on that car, and he didn't even have a jacket on. I think that's why he's sick. He just had a hoodie on, but not, I mean, not just a hoodie. He had pants and shoes and what, but he wasn't wearing a jacket. And he said, I really should have had my long underwear on because up here, that's a thing, especially if you're working out in a barn. His car project is going really, really well. He got as far as he wanted to before snow flies, which is so Anthony is in the middle of building his own Ford Interceptor. It's a police interceptor vehicle. So he bought a police car at auction, but the insides of this is like a police car. It has bars on the windows and sculpted seats in the back that are hard. They're not comfortable. Believe me, I took a ride in it. So then he also then bought a scrapped car that has a beautiful interior, and he is in the midst of making like kind of Frankensteining this police interceptor that has the outside body and the motor and the luxurious inside car of the one that has all the body damage and the motor damage. So he's putting it into the Ford Interceptor. It's going really, really well. He got it working. He got it started, which was really a conundrum because he had to make sure that he got the key working from the inside of the one vehicle to another vehicle. So he has spent a lot of time researching and trying to figure it out. He really is enjoying that project so much. He did not have any takers on talking politics nor religion on our cruise. Go figure. If you guys ever want to talk that stuff with my Anthony, he loves it. But he got no takers. He tried putting it out on the Marco Polo. He thought that some people might want to, but he doesn't want to push it. And most of the time people are like, no politics and no religion on my cruises. So, and other people don't necessarily want to overhear that. But if you have a private conversation with somebody, Anthony loves it. That's what Anthony loves to talk about, like the most. Thank you for asking Mike about Anthony's car project, though. He's having a ball with it. Hopefully he'll keep on being able to work with it. He can bring it into our garage, and we have a heater that we can heat our garage with, so that'll work. Here, Tony G, 1975, Jamie Wilhite. This is a few other suggestions from our cruise family. So Tony G says 4 Points Sheraton and Hyatt Place in Fort Lauderdale are great hotels very close to the port. We had friends of ours, Derek and Gregory, and I think Angela, stay at Eve Hotel, YVE Hotel, right in Miami there. This is not Fort Lauderdale. This is in Miami. But as long as we're talking pre-cruise, post-cruise destinations to stay at, let's talk that. So they could see, I think they could see the cruise ship. They could at least see the Virgin cruise line. So they could see Scarlet Lady when she was in the port. And I think it's so exciting to be able to see those cruise ships. I love seeing all the cruise ships like lined up. We thought that we would see more of the cruise ships sail off. The only cruise ship that was at port on Saturday for us before our cruise was the Carnival Sunrise. So I got to relive the girls' cruise a little bit, see the sunrise sail out to sea. And we did get to watch that from South Beach, from our place in South Beach. And that was really, really fun. Oh, Jamie, I'm so sorry to hear that your neighbor's sister has COVID. Oh, boy. Sue O'Connor said, got our flu shots a couple weeks ago, want to be ready for New Year's Eve cruise. For sure. I did feel like the celebration had a lot of people on there. especially for the deck parties. It did feel for those deck parties, they are very crowded. Let's just face it, they are really, really crowded. And so trying to get your area that you're dancing in, but it was still a lot of fun. I mean, I think that that is part of the fun. It's just you get that big of a group and there's a lot of people, a lot of people. So it's definitely an interesting way to go. First Sergeant Richard, thank you so much for the super chat. Much love. Happy Halloween. I will tell Anthony that you would love to talk politics with him on a cruise, on any cruise ships. Oh, seriously, jonesing for a cruise here. Oh, you are so generous. First Sergeant Richard, thank you for the super chat. I sincerely appreciate your support, and Anthony appreciate your willingness to, want to talk either of those, politics, anything. Anthony's not really pushy with politics. Well, he might be, but he really likes to hear other people's points of view. So anyway, that's kind of what he likes to hear about, and he likes those topics. And we did get in with a taxi driver in St. Thomas who was very, very verbal about his political views and actually agreed with Anthony on a lot of the political views. Anthony kind of was letting him talk and was just giving him little things, but he wasn't talking a whole lot. He was just kind of listening to the taxi driver. And it wasn't Anthony that brought it up. It was totally the taxi driver that brought it up. And since I'm talking about taxis in St. Thomas, I just want to warn you that the prices are a little steep. I felt like the prices were steep in St. Thomas personally. They were $15 per person each way to go for a taxi ride from like the port to the beach. And then for us to go up to the mountaintop, it would have been another $15 per person. And then for us to go from the mountaintop, like back down to the cruise port, $15 more. So for $45 per person, we could, I don't know that was something that I was a little shocked by that. Maybe I'm just used to Mexican prices, but Tony G, 1975, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being amazing. You are amazing, my friend. Oh, I can't wait to cruise with you again. I have no doubts that we're going to cruise again together in the future. I really, really appreciated you. Tony G has a lovely, lovely English accent, and he's such a gentleman. I really, really, really love that. But let's see. My Sharina says, wow, that sounds like a lot. Are you sure you weren't in Austin? It seemed to be quite a lot. Yeah. Destination Fun, Sherry said the prices went up in St. Thomas. It used to be a lot cheaper. So I think that I would venture to find an excursion that might have the transportation included. It makes those excursions a lot more appealing. I know that I was talking with somebody, I think it was actually Cheryl, One Deck Down, Cheryl Ruzinski from Wisconsin. Cheryl had gone on a ship line carnival excursion and went snorkeling with turtles to Turtle Beach and got all of her, she said she had a delightful day. On Sapphire, well, I'll just tell you this real quick. I won't be able to recount all the ports, but at Sapphire Beach, we were a little disappointed because we couldn't snorkel. It was way too rough and wavy. I couldn't even float in my float. I tried floating in Penelope, the flamingo, and she kept on carrying me way over. I couldn't even swim it like with Penelope. It was not happening. The floating did not happen, but just sitting at the beach was really beautiful. Hearing the waves roll in. It was a lovely, lovely day there at St. Thomas. I'm definitely not complaining. we just wanted to go snorkeling at Sapphire Beach. It's not always rolly like that. It does not always wavy like that, but it was that day. We had people that we talked to that had been staying in St. Thomas for the week. They said a few days ago, before a storm rolled in, it was smooth as glass, and they had beautiful snorkeling, and they had snorkeled and seen turtles. So you never know what you're going to see. My poor Hannah had gotten a prescription snorkel mask, and she didn't get to take advantage of that this time round. But how it has been a whole hour here, and I just want you all to know how much I sincerely appreciate you hanging with me. I know we have been a little bit not talking about cruise per se, but we talked about pre-cruise. And next week, I will talk more about our cruise with the non-group group cruise, kind of what we did on our days at sea and our days at port. You got a little, I kind of told you a little ahead of time for what we did at Sapphire Beach, but it was an amazing cruise. Thank you all for following along. Let me just get all set up here, and safe travels, and God bless. Take care, you guys. Bye. Thanks so much for following along. Safe travels.
God bless.
Take care now.